Hello everybody, welcome to today's video, and as always we are going to go over our last games. And yesterday we went 1-1. The Indians, they whooped ass. We really didn't even have to worry about that game except for like in the first inning when they were down by one, maybe. But yeah, they won 9-2, and it's really because from what I noticed, they had the 55, the 44, the 33, the 22, and the 11 all going for them, and those are all powerful numbers through the eyes of these Masonic people. And let's get to the Yankees game. This one was close, and this one was a tough one to pick when it came down to it. And then when it came to the game, it was a close game until the end, really, when it got to the 11th inning, and then it was pretty much over. But yeah, the Yankees, it's the 33. Royals got their 33rd loss versus teams greater than 500. New York equals 33. Carlos Hernandez became 3-3 in his career. There's also a 32. Carlos Hernandez became 3-2 this season. Kansas City equals 32 in full reduction. All of these things, guys, and that's the thing about betting against the Yankees, is they do that stuff sometimes, but they just they drag it out, and then they still give them the win. So it was close numbers and everything. I'm not really disappointed on that. It was, like I said, it was really close. But that being said, let's get right into our matches for the day. So for our first out of two matches, we have Nationals at Mets. And real quick, if you guys could please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hit the notification bell. It would greatly be appreciated. And join Hidden Gem if you're not already. Link in the description. Awesome, and we have the Nationals record at 50-62. Their away record is 61-32. The record versus teams greater than 500 is 26-47. The Mets record is 56-55, and their home record is 33-20. Things that favor Nationals. Nationals can get their 51st win. Mars equals 51, Mets equals 51, Flushing equals 51 in single reduction. New York Mets equals 51 in full reduction. Nationals can get their 22nd away win on the 222nd day of the year. Dave equals 22, New York equals 222. Nationals can get their 27th win versus teams greater than 500. New York City, New York equals 207. Rojas equals 27 in single reduction. Queens equals 27 in full reduction. Mets can stay on 56 wins and get their 56th loss. Carlos Carrasco equals 56 in full reduction. Paulo Espino equals 56 in full reduction. Mets can get their 33rd home win. They can stay on 33 home wins. New York equals 33. Nationals equals 33 in full reduction. Carrasco equals 33 in full reduction. Espino equals 33 in full reduction. Mets can get their 21st home loss. Mets equals 21 in single reduction. Paulo Espino can become 4-3 in his career on 14 date numerology. The 14th prime is 43. Dave equals 14 in full reduction. Martinez equals 43 in full reduction. Carlos Carrasco can get the 74th loss of his career. Carlos Carrasco equals 74 in single reduction. Luis Rojas can get his 90th loss as a manager. New York City, New York equals 90. Nationals can become 6-3 versus Mets this season. Rojas equals 63. Mets can become 3-6 versus Nationals this season. Rojas equals 36. Queens equals 36 in single reduction. Mets can become 2-2 at home versus Nationals this season on the 222nd day of the year. Dave equals 22. New York equals 222. Things that favor Mets. Mets can get their 57th win. Mars equals 57. New York City equals 57. New York Mets equals 57. Mets equals 57. Nationals equals 57. Carrasco equals 57. Dave Martinez equals 57 in full reduction. Mets can get their 34th home win. Luis Rojas equals 34 in full reduction. Nationals can get their 63rd loss. Rojas equals 63. Nationals can get their 33rd away loss. New York equals 33. Nationals equals 33 in full reduction. Carrasco equals 33 in full reduction. Espino equals 33 in full reduction. Paulo Espino can become 3-4 in his career. Luis Rojas equals 34 in full reduction. Luis Rojas can get his 83rd all-time win on 23 date numerology. The 23rd prime is 83. Nationals can become 1-3 away versus Mets this season. Washington equals 130. And guys, my pick here is going to be the Washington Nationals, and I'm going to take the Nationals money line plus 185. And I know I could take them run line and try to be safe, but I make the most money betting money line with how I bet. If you guys want to take run line, be my guest, but I'm going to take money line because I want to get good at picking out who is winning. That is what I'm focusing on. So I want to bet on who wins, and that's what I'm trying to get really focused on, is trying to get these winners and everything. So a few things I want to point out. I really like that New York Mets equals 51-4 reduction, and the Nationals can get their first or 51st win. They're playing in Flushing, Queens, New York City, New York. It's the 222nd day of the year. The Nationals can get their 22nd away win. I like Mets can stay on 56 wins and get their 56 loss, and then both starting pitchers equals 56 in full reduction. And then Paulo Espino can become 4-3 in his career on 14 date numerology. The 14th prime is 43. Dave is 14 in full reduction. Martinez is 14 or 43 in full reduction. So, and then there's all the other numbers too, guys, but I really like the Nationals here. I think that they get it done. I don't know what happens in this whole series, but I feel like this is definitely a game that we want to pick on the Mets here, because I feel like they're not going to get it done here, and the Nationals are looking good for us. That being said, let's get to our second game. And for match number 2 out of 2, we have Athletics at Indians, and Athletics record is 64-48, away record of 30-23. Indians record is 55-55, home record they're 29-24, record versus teams greater than 500 they're 22-36. Things that favor Athletics. Athletics can get their 65th win. Oakland Athletics equals 65 in single reduction. Indians can get their 56th loss. Athletics equals 56. Oakland Athletics equals 56 in full reduction. Sean Manaea can get his 48th win of his career. Cleveland equals 48. Sean Manaea can become 9-7 this season. Oakland Athletics equals 97. Athletics equals 97. Sean Manaea can get his 9th win this season. Oak equals 9 in full reduction. Tristan McKenzie can become 3-7 in his career. Manaea equals 37. Tristan McKenzie can get his 7th loss of his career. Indians equals 70. Tristan McKenzie can become 1-6 this season. A's equals 16. CLE equals 16. Ohio equals 16. Oakland can become 2-2 versus Indians this season on the 222nd day of the year. Oakland equals 22 in full reduction. Things that favor Indians. Indians can get their 56th win. Athletics equals 56. Oakland Athletics equals 56 in full reduction. Indians can get their 30th home win. Melvin equals 30 in full reduction. Indians can get their 23rd win versus teams greater than 500 on 23-day numerology. Oakland can get their 24th away loss. Sean equals 24. Tristan McKenzie equals 204. Oakland A's equals 24 in full reduction. Sean Manaea can get his 39th loss of his career on 39-date numerology. Sean equals 39. Tristan McKenzie can get his second win this season. CLE equals 20. A's equals 2 in full reduction. Tristan McKenzie can get his 4th win of his career. McKenzie equals 40. Bob Melvin equals 40 in full reduction. And my pick here is going to be the Athletics, and I'm going to take the Athletics money line minus 143. And there's a couple reasons why. I like when a team comes off a big win and then struggles in the next game. So that's what I expect the Indians to do. I feel like they're going to come off a big win from yesterday, and they're going to struggle in this game versus the Athletics. And I feel the Athletics are going to win this game. They have solid numbers. They might go back and forth this series. I'm not sure what's going on with this series, but for today, at the very least, I think the A's are going to win this, and the Indians are going to struggle. And yeah, guys. It also kind of looks like it's kind of like a baity line for the Indians. I feel like it's like plus 120 or something like that, while the Athletics are minus 143, 145, depending where you're at. And I just feel like I just feel like the Indians should be probably a little bit more of an underdog, but it's because of their game yesterday that they're instead of being plus 130, they're plus 120. And I feel like they should be plus 130, not plus 120. That's just my opinion. I don't set the lines or anything, but just from my experience looking at this, I feel like they should be a little bit more of an underdog. And I think that is to get you to put your money on the Indians and not be so worried about the Athletics. Again, I think that's bait. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, those are my two picks. We have Washington Nationals today and Oakland Athletics. I'll see you guys on Stake to place the bets. Hey, you want to protect yourself online? Do you want to access the sports books that I use? You will need a VPN. Sign up for Pure VPN with the link in the description. Alright guys, welcome to Stake. And yesterday, I did a good bet on the Indians. I bet a little bit too much on the Royals live, and I only made like $20 or something like that yesterday. But it's all good as long as we're profiting. That is what matters. It's like, again, guys, I mean, a lot of the haters come in and are like, oh, you have losses, and it's just like, time and time again, we make money even when we have a loss. It's about money management and all of this. I don't have to explain that to the veterans, but there are some dumb people out there that really just don't get it. And I feel like I have to say this just so you guys understand that, hey, we may have went 1-1 yesterday, but that's not factoring in what odds we bet on, how much money you put on this. If I put the same amount of money on both teams, which I did to begin with, but then I bet more live to squander a little bit more of my profits. It's about money management, guys, because when I put in my record out there, it does not factor in if we got a plus 500 odds winner, right? It doesn't factor in any of that stuff. It doesn't factor in any of the odds. I don't factor in any props or anything. It's just a straight up record. So that being said, guys, I mean, we have a very excellent record overall. When it comes down to it, we're around 60% overall on all sports, which is phenomenal. If you guys know anything about sports betting, they say to be profitable, you need to win 55% of your bets. To be a professional, you need to win about 58% of your bets. And it's almost unheard of to have 60% or higher, and we are at 60% in UFC and pretty much everything. That's where we sit at 60%. So I mean, we're gonna work to try to get it higher, guys. But I mean, we're only human, and we're not a part of their clan, so it's a lot more difficult for us to see what's going on. We're trying to decode and figure it out. We're not, hey, here's the numbers, because we're part of the club. We know what's happening. Like, we're not a part of the club, so we have to try to figure out what they're doing in that club. And we're going to be wrong. We will be wrong. We always got to put in that $5 parlay. Parlays, I just don't have very good luck with parlays, guys. Like, they don't really hit for me very often. But either way, I'm going to put it in every time on all of our picks, because if we have an awesome day, then we getting paid a little bit extra. So I'm going to put $50 on both of these teams again, like yesterday. That's not accurate. Okay. That did not take out $100 though. Like, what just happened? Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what they just did, what their math is, but apparently, okay. Yeah, apparently that was a $50. I put in a $50 bet. I put in $100. That only took out $50. Sorry about the confusion here. But I'm just like looking at this, and I'm just, they just fucked up, and they just put in a $50 bet, but they didn't discount it from my account. I'm not gonna let them know that. Maybe they adjust it. Let me look at that again. Let me look one more time just to verify, because I was at 550. I definitely was. Yeah, I put in, yeah, guys. Okay, so you guys got to see them make an error in my favor. Hopefully it stays that way on camera. But yeah, I just put $100 in bet, $105 in bets in, and they only discounted $55. So hopefully it stays that way, and maybe they're just like, you get a free bet, guy. But we'll rock with it, guys. We will not complain. Now, looking at where the money is at and where the sharp action big money is at, it looks like a lot of people are on the Indians today. I still really like the Athletics. I'm staying with the Athletics. I like them a lot. I like that a lot of most of the money is on the Indians, but the Athletics are still favored. And the money is not what determines the odds. It's also the teams and all this other shit, right? But I do like that the team that is favored has more of the bets, where the team that is the underdog has more of the money. When I see that, a lot of the times the favored team wins a lot of the time when this happens, guys. Happens a lot. Let's look at the Nationals game, okay? So the Nationals, the favored team has more of the bets, right? The Mets, where the Nationals have more of the money on them. This one is a little bit different, I would say, just because the Mets are on a rough streak right now. They are struggling right now. They were doing good, and now they're not doing very good. Also, there's a big money is coming on the Nationals. The reason why I think this one, we don't have to worry about more of the bets being on this one, where more of the money is on the Nationals, where they're the underdogs, is because of how big of an underdog they are, right? So I feel like if the big money is going right here, because the people who have the money to put it on it are seeing something about the Mets that a lot of the public is not seeing. And a lot of this is saying public money, right? But the big money meter, that means most of this money here is probably not public money. If there's big money here, most of that money is probably professional money, like whale money on them, not public. Public is probably most of this 39% on the Mets. So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about too, is just like public money. Just because there's more money on one side doesn't mean the public is on that side. That could just be whales on that side with their money, because they have less of the percentage, right? They have less of the bets on them. The public is who the bet percentage shows you who the public's really on. With this big money thing right here, it shows you that the whales are mostly on the Nationals right here. That's what I would say and lead to believe. And then when you go here, there's 61% of the money on plus 147 versus plus 200, plus 180, wherever you're at, right? On the Nationals game. But with this game, the thing that's interesting to me here is with the Nationals, there's big money going on them. They're away. They're the underdog, right? There's big money and sharp money coming in on the Indians while they're at home and the underdog, less of an underdog, and they just came off a big win, right? So this leads me to believe that, public money may be on the more public bets may be on the Athletics, but there are some whales on the Indians, but the whales may be wrong, because a lot of the times what they do with these sports leagues is they have a team have come off a big win and then they struggle the next game, or it's just like a completely different team the next day, next game, whatever. So that's just what I wanted to say real quick to finish off this video. One last thing, the Diamondbacks have 5% of the bet money on them, where the Giants have 95% of the money. I did not do a decode on this game, but look out for the Diamondbacks to win that. Look out for the Diamondbacks, because yesterday the Reds had 90% of the money on them and they got blown out. Watch for the Diamondbacks to have a really good game here. Again, I did not decode it. This is not an official call. I'm just saying, observe. If I were to make an official call on this, I would say put $5 on it, because I did not put any decode work into it. It's just purely off of looking at this, and it's just crazy to me that the Diamondbacks are such an underdog there, and have so much money on the Giants. But that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Good luck to you all. Let's kill it. And I will catch you guys later.